Shalom, this is Yehudit Goldfarb from Tzfat. I want to show you how I count the seventh day of my 40 days of blessing between Shavuot, the day after the 7th of Sivan, and the 17th of Tammuz, the fast of Tammuz. I count the whole tree of life all the way from Ketcher down to Malchut with the word bracha, blessing. So I take blessings, the idea being that in Ketcher is the place we go up to after reaching Malchut, Sheba Malchut, and we want to bring down the vision that we had on Shavuot, Ketcher, bring that gradually down as blessings into our life. That's my image of what's happening. I did the 4 days with the kamatz, which is the symbol for Ketcher. It's the nikudah that goes with Ketcher. And now we're in the 4 days of the Petach, which represents Chochmah. So let me show you the Petach, feet shoulder width apart. You bring your left hand inside of your right and go, straight line, unity. Underline everything in Chochmah. There's a lot of potential there. And this time we're going to combine it with a Chaf, the third letter of bracha, which is like a container. It's similar to the bet. The bet had a little tail to it. Chaf doesn't have the tail. It's all forward looking in terms of the movement. And in terms of the 4 letters, like the 4 letters of the divine name, Yud K Vav K, it represents the level of Yetzirah, the world of Yetzirah, and Ruach is the soul level. And it's also interesting to think, as I'm going through here, of words that I associate that start with each of the letters. And one of them that comes to me here is kavanah, that it's the world of emotions. And one of the ways of checking our emotions with what we want to put out into the actual manifest world has to do with knowing with what kavanah are we acting. And checking, according to Rabbi Ashlag, very much our motivation. Are we receiving for ourselves alone, which is a very selfish, egotistical way of behaving? Are we considering the other and trying to be like God, and we're giving others, but there's always a little bit of receiving for ourselves alone in that as a natural thing? Unless you get to the stage where you're just giving for the sake of giving, not for the sake of receiving, which is a further stage of development, and finally being gifted with the ability to receive in order to give. So we're at the 3rd level there of giving, opening the space to give, I would say, in a way with the Chaf. So with the Ruach, with our emotions are what get us to do things in life. And there's an opening in the movement, a sense of opening to the world and being available to participate. So I'm going to show you the lifted foot version of the Chaf. It's different than I showed you at the level of Ketcher. And I do the left foot off, and then the left heel comes off. And I come up to here, the right heel comes off. And then I keep my hands together, and I put my right heel down, and the left heel and foot comes up to make a Chaf. And this one backs up and comes down. So it's a 1, 2, 3, and then backing up and coming down. One, I'm taking my heels off, alternating steps, then I lift, and then I reverse my hands and come down. Back to back, point toward yourself, forward, head going with the arms. Okay, so that's taking the Chaf through all 4 levels. Now I combine the 2. And I combine it, and as I combine it, I'm going to do it facing you. I'm going through an inner meditation process of counting with the sefirot. So thinking of the first time, the catcher, the crown, then the Chochmah, right brain, Bina, left brain, Hesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. Malchut can be the mouth. I often like to think of Malchut as the very center of my being, wherever that is, I locate. Some people think of it as the feet, but the Netzach and Hod go all the way down. They're the pillars that we stand on. So Malchut is something different. Malchut is being able to speak out everything that's processed through all the rest of the sefirah. And it's being, in terms of our movements, it's having Hashem breathe us. So I'm going to actively do 10 times the combination, including being active for Malchut, because Malchut's the world of Asiya, of action. And then I'm going to let Hashem breathe me and feel God's presence of Malchut, feeling the closeness at all times of Hashem. It's equivalent to the Shekhinah's presence with us, or us being present with the Shekhinah. Okay, so I'm going to start with my feet together, and also since I have 2 feet and I don't have to go right and left unless I do a centered movement, I will not be necessarily following what side the actual sefirah that I'm meditating on happens. So what I think I'm going to do this time, I've been playing with this, is to start on my left with a Chaf and then move to my right with a Petach, and then reverse, Chaf on the right and Petach on the left. So it'll be going back and forth, alternating sides, which I feel is a fitting way to do it, because there's no center letter with a Chaf. You have to lift one foot or another in this version. Okay, let's try. This is with the catcher meditation. And then to the side for the Petach. And then I'm doing soundings. Now I'm going to start with my right heel coming off. And lift. And stepping to the left for the Petach. That was Chochmah. Then Bina. And Hesed. And Gevurah. Sefirah. Netzach. Hold. Yesod. And Malchut. And now Malchut, just being present with Hashem breathing me. Waiting for the breath. And one thing you can do on this one is a kind of a review of the four worlds of the head. It's a yud, the arms and the shoulders as the hay, the spine as the vav, and the hips and the legs as the second hay. So that as you're being breathed, bringing your energy down through these parts of your body. So at the end, you are just being a vessel for God's breath to act in this world. Whatever appropriate, may we be blessed with knowing how to act appropriately with whatever sefirot, whatever attribute of Hashem is appropriate at the moment in time that we're acting, and that we always remember this sense of all creation is created in and through and with Hashem. And so there's a unity underlying. And just take a deep breath when things get difficult and go into that place of unity. And it helps. It helps me. So blessings till tomorrow. It's Shabbos, and I'll either do a tape in the evening or by Sunday. We go across each day. So this is the meditation for Friday through beginning of the day on Shabbat, and then the next one goes through beginning of Sunday. So I'll do that one later. Shalom.